Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nandodesignjourney. In today's video, I will talk about one essential aspect of our work, prioritization. We will explore its meaning, importance, 5 prioritization methods, and my personal thoughts. Let's get started. In the real world, we often face constraints like limited time and resources. Prioritization helps us make informed decisions, ensuring maximum value for users, and achieving our design goals effectively. Let's discuss its significance through the opportunity cost and shiny object syndrome. Opportunity cost refers to missing the chance to do something important because we chose to work on something else instead. This can lead to running out of money before finding a viable business model. To avoid this risk, it's essential to prioritize the most important tasks before redirecting resources, always assuming that work may have to stop at any time. What if we build features in parallel? Imagine a development team tackling 100 number one priority features simultaneously. This approach becomes burdensome, requiring maintenance of each feature for various releases and supported environments, documentation, training materials, and more. The costs are distracting and the process slows down, particularly when duplicating efforts for both the core feature set and a small number of features for non-strategic customer segments. I hope my explanation has convinced you that prioritization is critical to success. Let's dive into 5 popular prioritization methods. Starting with critical path analysis. This approach uses the journey map to identify negative emotion states or pain points in the user's journey. By conducting a critical path analysis, we can pinpoint the most critical pain points and narrow them down to the must-haves. The main focus of the critical path analysis is to identify tasks that are absolutely necessary for achieving the project's goals. Next, we have the Kano model as our second method. It allows us to measure the value of solutions in meeting our users' needs. Product teams put together a list of potential new features vying for development resources and space on the roadmap. Then they weigh these features and prioritize them based on the impact they have on users' satisfaction and delight. The Kano model categorizes user satisfaction into 3 broader categories: expected needs, normal needs, and exciting needs. Expected needs are fundamental. If they are not met, they lead to dissatisfaction among your target customers, potentially causing them not to purchasing your product. Normal needs act as satisfiers, increasing customers' happiness when fulfilled. Finally, exciting needs, also known as delighters, go beyond users' expectations, and their absence doesn't result in dissatisfaction. Customer satisfaction and perception if product quality increases as the product moves from expected to normal to exciting needs. By classifying features this way, we can prioritize them based on the impacts they have on users' satisfaction and delight. Even if you address the critical path or expected needs at a minimum, there's still a risk of failure if you overlook constraints like resources and time. To avoid such pitfalls, let me introduce the third method: desirability, feasibility, and viability. This prioritization method uses 3 criteria to rank items: desirability, how much users want a feature; feasibility, how technically feasible it is to implement; and viability, how it aligns with the business goals. Using a simple 1 to 3 scale for each criterion allows you to add up these scores on each axis and come up with a composite score for priority. Ideas that score high on most or all of these criteria will be given higher priority, surpassing those that might excel in one measure but not the others. This scorecard format is highly customizable. You can add columns to reflect criteria specific to your organization context and goals. You can also replace the criteria with others relevant to you. When faced a long potential feature list or many features with similar scores, or when multiple factors need consideration, implementing the desirability, feasibility, and viability scorecards for prioritization can become challenging and time-consuming. In such cases, the fourth method, the ROI scorecards, can be a valuable alternative. The ROI scorecards utilize the formula value divides efforts equals to priority to calculate return on investments and helps quantify finer differences in priority. The value represents the benefits the customer or the company gains from a proposed feature or change. Here, we define the value equals to customers' needs and company's goals. On the other hand, efforts represents the resources and work required by the company to deliver that feature. It goes beyond just the development team's coding, testing, and release time. So when you estimate the efforts, you'd better involve the cross-functional team in the process. Since software development always involves unknowns, a risk factor is introduced to discuss the expected ROI and ensure more accurate calculation. The Moscow method is our final prioritization approach. Moscow stands for must have, should have, could have, and won't have. It is not a prioritization method itself, but a way to communicate your priorities in terms of release criteria. Must-haves represent critical path items or expected needs. These are essential for product launch. Sometimes we call it minimum to ship features. Should-haves are important, but not critical for launch. Leaving them out may be painful. These are the last items you could cut to meet budget or deadline, similar to normal needs. Should-haves are the first items you'd cut if they pose the budget or deadline risks. Exciting needs might fall into this category. Finally, won't-haves are requirements deemed out of scope for a particular release. We might include normal needs or exciting needs, but should not contain expected needs or critical path items. Now that we've explored these 5 methods, it's important to note that there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach to prioritization. Here is an overview of the mentioned 5 methods. Feel free to pause and take a look. I will also link it in the description box. As a UX designer, I believe the best prioritization methods depends on the project's context, team culture, and success criteria. 3 questions have been particularly helpful to me during the prioritization process. What benefits will this feature bring if implemented? What would be the consequences if we don't implement this feature? Is it necessary to do it right now, or might there be a more suitable opportunity in the future? Always remember, your job is not to prioritize and document feature requests, but to deliver a product that is valuable, usable, and feasible. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any questions and comments, please leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon, like and share. See you in the next one.